You keep telling people you're fine, that everything is normal. But the truth? You're not fine. You're tired. Tired of being polite. Tired of playing peacekeeper. Tired of living a life that looks stable but feels like a golden cage where you've been trained to be likable, agreeable, digestible, while slowly fading out of your own story. Let's call it what it is. You're not balanced. You're being used. Libra, you've been the nice one for too long. The one who keeps the peace, smooths things over, makes sure no one feels uncomfortable, except you. You've said, "It's okay." So many times, the universe stopped listening. You've been shrinking, smiling, nodding, until you've become a damn ghost in your own life. When was the last time you chose you? Not out of guilt, not to keep the peace, but just because you King wanted to? Yeah, thought so. And no, your exhaustion isn't from work or your sleep schedule. You're tired because you're betraying your own soul every time you bite your tongue when you want to scream, "Enough." If you're reading this, it's not random. It's the universe grabbing you by the shoulders and saying, "Stop being the endless people pleaser." A silent ending is coming. An unexpected gift is forming. And a memory you tried to bury. Yeah, it's waking up. You can ignore it. Scroll away. Keep playing nice. Or you can leave a comment below. "I'm done being the good one who gets nothing back." Let that be your message to the universe. Let that be your line in the sand. Because this time, if you stay quiet, you're not just being overlooked. You're betraying the only soul that ever truly had your back your own. You call it balance, harmony, grace. You wear it like a badge of honor, like it makes you better. But here's the truth. That balance you keep chasing, it's not noble. It's not wise. It's bleeding you dry. Silently, slowly, every damn day. You spend your time smoothing things over, making everyone else feel comfortable, being polite. But in doing so, you've made yourself small. You've shrunk down into the background of your own life, hoping that if you just stay agreeable enough, kind enough, calm enough, people will value you. Spoiler, they don't, because they've gotten used to you saying yes. They've grown comfortable with your silence, your sacrifice, your "I'm fine," when you're clearly not. Libra, you weren't born to be neutral. You weren't put here to float in indecision or to fix everyone else's mess while ignoring your own needs. And yet, how many times have you paused your dreams because someone else needed something? How often have you said, "It's okay," when every cell in your body wanted to scream, "It's not"? You think you're being the peacemaker. But in reality, you're avoiding your own truth. You're not balanced. You're exhausted, conflicted, and quietly disappearing. The people around you may not notice, because you've trained them not to. You've convinced them you're always okay, always steady. And now, when you need help, no one asks if you're drowning, because you look so calm above the surface. But you know better. You know the cost of swallowing your voice, your opinions, your passion. It's eating you from the inside out. And here's the worst part. The universe has been whispering to you this whole time, nudging you, warning you, but you've been too graceful to hear it. Too busy avoiding conflict to realize that the real battle is the one inside of you. Well, guess what? The universe has had enough of your silence. It's not whispering anymore. It's knocking loudly, and it's saying this: you don't need more peace. You need to finally pick a side. Your side. Comment below. I'm ready to lean into my soul, not to impress anyone, not for validation, but because it's long overdue. And when you do, 3 things will begin to move in your life. A silent ending. Something you've been clinging to will slip away. Not with drama, not with fireworks, just gone. And it'll be exactly what you needed. An unexpected gift. A door will open. Not one you were chasing, not one you thought you deserved. Just a quiet opportunity, meant for the version of you that dares to stop pretending. A soul vow, a promise you made to yourself long ago, one you forgot, one you buried under everyone else's expectations. That promise is coming back. And this time, you'll remember why it mattered. But let me be clear, none of this will happen if you keep hiding behind niceness. Nothing shifts if you keep selling yourself as easygoing while silently resenting your own choices. The universe doesn't reward indecision. It answers action. It moves when you move. So the question is, are you finally going to choose you? Are you going to stop waiting for permission and start living like you matter? Because until you do, balance will just be another word for broken. 2. The farewell ritual. Closing a journey that no longer fits. Not every ending comes with background music. Not every goodbye brings tears. Some things leave your life so quietly that you don't even realize when you lost them. A belief, a goal, a part of your personality that once defined you. And for Sagittarius, it's often the things you were once most proud of. But now, you find you no longer want to hold on to them. Have you noticed? An old version of you has quietly slipped away. No drama, no declarations, not even a goodbye. It simply vanished. One day, you look back and realize you no longer live for that passion, no longer believe in that idea, no longer crave the things that once lit a fire inside you. But instead of feeling regret, you just feel empty. And that's not a sign you're lost. It's the crossroads between what was and what is forming. A moment that every awakening journey must pass through. Dissolution before rebirth. In astrology, Pluto is currently influencing the area of spirituality and hidden awareness for Sagittarius. This means the universe is encouraging, even pushing you to face yourself, to confront outdated beliefs, to let go of ideas you once defended with all your heart, but have now become burdens, to see through the identity you thought was you, but was actually just a protective shell. You might feel like you've lost your way, as if a corner of your life map has been torn away. But this isn't loss. It's a message. Stop defining yourself by external goals and begin the journey of listening to your inner being. Because sometimes, the very thing that once made you shine is now what's holding you back. This is a time to let go. Not to give up, but to release what no longer fits. Not every journey needs a destination. Some journeys exist only to teach you how to turn around. Not because you were wrong, but because you've grown. And what was once right may no longer be right now. Sagittarius is a zodiac sign that loves freedom. But freedom doesn't mean going forever. True freedom is the ability to stop at the right moment and the courage to lay an old journey to rest. Because if you keep walking a path that has lost its meaning, you'll only drift further from yourself. Think about a dream you once chased fiercely, but now only makes you feel tired. A role that once made you feel important, but now makes you feel fake. A place you once called paradise, that now feels like a golden cage. It's not that those things were wrong. It's just they've served their purpose. You don't need to feel guilty for wanting to let go. Maturity is when you're honest enough to admit, I've changed, and compassionate enough not to force yourself to maintain something that no longer resonates. The truth is, your old self is being given a quiet farewell. No guests, no flowers, no music. But your soul is holding a silent funeral, where a part of you is being buried, so a new part can be born. This is the perfect time to consciously carry out that ritual. Maybe you write down a statement like, I'm ready to release what once defined me. Then fold the paper and burn it. It doesn't have to be elaborate, just sincere. And as the fire burns, you watch it, not to say goodbye to the past, but to welcome the version of yourself that's about to emerge. Don't be surprised if, in the coming days, you feel empty, lost, or directionless. That's the stillness after the old boat has sunk. But before the new one arrives, That space is sacred. Let it exist. And trust. In that moment, light will begin to shine on the part of your soul that's just starting to unfold. You are not moving backward. You're clearing the path, and that takes more courage than any journey you've ever taken. Let's stop pretending you don't know what's wrong. You've spent years making decisions based on what other people might think. You've asked, will they be okay with this? More times than you've asked yourself, do I want this? And that is exactly why you've been stuck. Here's the cosmic punch in the gut you've been avoiding. You can't receive what's meant for you while still trying to be who they want you to be. Read that again. Let it sting, because now finally you're starting to feel it. Aren't you? That gnawing frustration, that tiredness that has nothing to do with sleep, that weird, sharp intuition that keeps tapping your shoulder saying, this isn't it, but something else is coming. And it is. But not for the version of you who plays nice. Not for the version who overthinks every step. Not for the version who's still obsessed with getting a gold star from people who don't even see you. This gift, the one you've secretly been waiting for, doesn't arrive when you're polished, prepared, or perfectly put together. It comes when you're raw, real, and finally brave enough to say, I don't need anyone's permission anymore. You won't find this gift wrapped in shiny paper. It won't come with applause or a validation badge. It will show up quietly. A phone call you weren't expecting. A gut feeling you can't ignore. An offer that doesn't make sense on paper but feels like truth in your bones. And here's the twist. It's not a reward. It's a consequence. A direct result of finally letting go of everything fake. Because the universe? It's not sentimental. It doesn't give handouts. It gives energy. In response to your energy, and yours, has shifted. That's why now suddenly things are clicking. Ideas are surfacing. Doors are cracking open in places that once felt dead. But here's the warning shot. If you treat this like a lucky break, it'll disappear like one. This isn't a gift for your ego. This is a tool for your rebirth. Use it for status, and it will crumble. Use it with soul, and it will multiply. So what will you do? Will you ignore that whisper because it didn't come with guarantees? Or will you act not with perfect logic, but with unapologetic trust? Write this down. I'm ready to receive what was always mine, even if no one else understands it. Burn it. As a symbol. As a start. Then take one step, just one, without asking for feedback. Because this time, the gift isn't success. It's alignment. And if you let it, truly let it, it will change everything. Not by giving you more, but by finally showing you that you were always enough to begin with. You think it's over because you don't talk about them anymore. Because you've moved on. Blocked. Deleted. Smiled in photos. Slept with someone new. But let's stop pretending. Because if we're being honest, they never really left. And you never really let go. Libra, you once loved like your entire soul was on fire. You gave it all. Not the convenient version. The real, kind, pure, terrifying, vulnerable. The kind of love that doesn't ask for anything back, but still bleeds when it's not returned. And that love? It etched itself into your bones. You buried it. You covered it in logic. You told yourself, that was just a chapter. This, I den. This, I den. On mine. But here's the thing about soul vows. They don't care about your timelines. They come back. Not through messages, not through texts, but through dreams you can't shake. Songs that hit too hard. Seasons that ache. Silences that scream. You think you're over it. And then suddenly, there it is. That weird ache in your chest. That name echoing in a thought you didn't mean to think. That feeling that something is unfinished. Because it is. This isn't about romance. Or getting them back. Or writing some tragic story. This is about release. Completion. Closure. The real kind. The kind that burns. Here's what nobody tells you. The real heartbreak isn't when they leave. It's when you realize you never truly said goodbye. So let's stop pretending to be healed just because time has passed. Let's stop numbing with fake distractions and polite affirmations. Instead, do the one thing that actually frees you. Write the damn letter. Say everything. The pain, the confusion, the gratitude, the love, the betrayal, the things you were too proud or too scared to say. Pour it all out. Raw, ugly, honest. Don't edit. Don't explain. Don't soften it for their feelings. Because this time, it's not about them. It's about you. And when you're done, burn it. Watch those words curl into smoke. Watch the past dissolve in flame. And as it turns to ash, whisper loudly or quietly, I forgive you. I forgive myself. I release this vow. Back to the universe. That's it. That's the break. That's the moment your heart unclenches. Not because they came back, but because you finally did. This is not weakness. This is not giving up. This is the most brutal, powerful kind of healing there is. Telling the truth to yourself, and then setting it on fire. After this, love will feel different. Not safer, not easier, but cleaner. No more dragging old ghosts into new beginnings. No more holding someone hostage in your mind while smiling at someone new. You're free now. And freedom doesn't always come with joy. Sometimes it starts with a scream inside your soul that finally stops. So Libra, answer this honestly. Do you still want to be haunted by someone who left or finally return to the one who stayed? You've spent your whole life floating between decisions, between truths, between people's expectations of you and the voice you've kept buried under your own skin. You called it balance. You called it peace. You told yourself, this is just who I am. I see both sides. I keep things calm. But let's stop dressing it up. That wasn't peace. It was paralysis. It was fear, painted over with politeness. You've been the wind that bends for everyone else. The soft breeze that shifts to make others comfortable. But what about you, Libra? Who shifts for you? Who softens the world for your comfort? Who has ever stopped to ask, what direction does she want to blow? The answer? No one. Because you trained them not to. You made yourself so easy to love, so easy to be around, so perfectly inoffensive that you became forgettable in your own story. And now, deep down, you feel it. The resentment, the quiet rage, the ache of carrying a truth you've never dared to live. You've tried to suppress it. You've spiritualized it. I'm just being the bigger person. Number. You're being the smaller version of yourself. And that ends today. This moment is your resurrection. Not some vague transformation. Not a soft reboot. A resurrection. The part of you that was buried alive, your fire, your direction, your real voice, it's clawing its way back. And you're going to let it. Through fire, through choice. Through a ritual that requires only one thing. Your honesty. Here's how it begins. Grab a paper and write down everything you thought you had to be in order to be loved. The nice one. The peaceful one. The pretty one. The accommodating one. The girl who never made things uncomfortable. Write down the lies you swallowed, the truths you avoided, the roles you auditioned for just to be enough. Then burn it. Watch it turn to ash and whisper, I'm done being who they needed me to be. Because that version of you was never real. It was survival. And you didn't survive all of that just to keep pretending. Next, think about what showed up when you finally let go. Maybe it was small, subtle, not what you expected. An idea, a sense of calm, a door you never noticed before. That was the gift, not the flashy kind, the sacred kind. Write it down and burn that too, not to release it, but to claim it. Say out loud, I am ready to receive without guilt. I am worthy not because they said so, but because I chose myself. And finally, make your soul vow. Not for Instagram, not for your journal, not to prove anything. This is for you. Maybe it's, I will no longer shrink to fit. Maybe it's, I will speak even if no one listens. Maybe it's, I'm done performing peace. I'm ready to live in truth. Whatever it is, write it, burn it, and say, I promise to be loyal to my soul, even if the world isn't. That's it. 3 flames. 3 parts of you burned. 3 parts of you reborn. From this moment forward, you are no longer the drifting Libra. You are the wind with a direction, a force, a decision, a frequency too high for old stories to survive. People will feel the shift in you even if they don't understand it. Old dreams will resurface, but this time you'll know which ones deserve you. And you'll stop begging for space in rooms you were born to outgrow. You might still drink the same coffee, sit at the same desk, but you are no longer the same. And when you shift, the world adjusts. So pause. Ask yourself, where am I still pretending, just to be accepted? Then stop. Tell the truth. Set a boundary. Choose a different path. Not later. Not when it's convenient. Now. Because awareness without action is nothing but a slow death in disguise. But awareness with fire? That's how you build destiny. This isn't the end. This is where your story finally starts making sense. You don't need to chase signs anymore. You are the sign, and the world better be ready. Stop waiting for a sign. You are the damn sign. You've read enough horoscopes, asked enough friends, waited for the right time, while your soul kept screaming in the background. Move, choose, live. But you ignored it again and again because it was easier to delay than to disappoint others. Guess what? That delay has cost you years. You weren't born to tiptoe through life, constantly adjusting yourself so people stay comfortable. You were born to shake things, to speak truth, to rip the mask off and finally say, this is me and I'm done apologizing for it. This journey wasn't about astrology. It wasn't motivation. It was a wake-up call, a mirror, a full-on challenge to the version of you that plays small. And if any part of this cracked you open even a little, then good. Let the discomfort burn. Let it piss you off. That means the real you is waking up. So before you scroll away into another distraction, do this. Comment below. I am the wind that carries light. Not to sound poetic, not to impress anyone, but as your soul's way of saying, I'm here, I'm back, and I won't be ignored anymore. Share this with someone who's still pretending to be fine, someone who's still holding it together while falling apart inside. Sometimes, one honest truth can rip open the cage they didn't know they were in. And remember, the universe doesn't respond to perfection. It responds to movement. So move. Even if it's one messy, shaky, terrified step, because that single step might just be the one that shifts your entire life. You are not lost. You are not late. You are the light you've been begging the world to give you.